OK， 那你换掉那个 thumbnail。
OK。
Okay, let me send a link, YouTube link in the group.
I got it. It's at the top of your profile. Oh, here comes everybody. Oh, where's my camera? Oops.
OK， 等你调整一下，给全部人的脸进来。OK，Hello，Hello， 听到我的声音吗 ？OK， 如果 if you can hear the sound, you type a yes, type a yes.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, finally. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
So okay, now we are just started. Now we are waiting for people coming in.
Okay.
Now 100. Okay. So just to check the sound audio is okay. So if you can hear the sound smoothly, you type a smooth. Okay. So
Yeah.
Today we will have the sessions with the CBO of Parallel. Okay, it's a project they're doing Metaverse, so that we will have AMS sessions with them, so that we can, if you have any questions about Parallel, you can ask it in the live chat. Okay, so we also have Mihai Daniel with us, Ronny from Crypto Avances, and also Daniel Pidan, CBO of the of the Parallel. Okay, so okay, can hear. Clear. Okay.
Oh, we have 160 now. It looks like the numbers are flying in. 172.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, global communities.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
等你用 gallery view， 不要用 speaker view。
Say again.
I'm talking with my admin. The setting.
Oh yeah, gallery view. That's right.
OK， 然后你把你自己 hide non-participants， 所以他就会看到你，只看到我们4个人，可以吗 ？OK smooth。
按哪一个？
你去 OK， 你在那个图案这边右上角，我们的那个 profile 右上角有一个3个点，然后关掉 unknown video participants。
Zoom 啊？
对。
我已经 hide 掉了啊。
OK， 看一下，你有按 gallery view 吗？
已经 hide 掉了，我已经看不到我了。
OK， 这样你有按 gallery view 吗？
哪里按 gallery view？
在右上角 Zoom 的右上角，本来有 speaker view 跟那个 gallery view。OK。Okay, good. We shall start. Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, any one of you, okay, from the community, if you have heard parallel before, you type a parallel in the live chat. Okay, you type parallel. Okay, because I have mentioned a bit in Discord as well and also YouTube before. So if you have heard this project before, you type a parallel. Okay. So just now I mentioned about that Parallel is doing the infrastructures for Metaverse, okay, and their so-called benchmark of their projects is comparing, like, we want to do a better sandbox, better version of Sandbox. So that how is it make it a better sandbox? We will let Daniel, the CBO of Parallel, to try to explain with you guys. Okay, so Daniel, what is different between why the Parallel is better than Sandbox? This is a huge question, and always people asking this. So this is the first question that we might ask.
So that's probably the biggest magic question. And to be honest with you, first thing we have to identify is, well, actually, no. First thing we have to say is we have to give respect to the entrepreneurs and the innovators of the GameFi space who came before us. And the Sandbox has done a great job. They're successful, they're growing, they've attracted some big names, and they have inspired a lot of projects. So first and foremost, the Parallel wants to give them respect. But to talk about why the Parallel is so different, is better than the Sandbox, or let's not say better because it's not there yet. Let's say has more potential than the Sandbox. It's a matter of our philosophy and how we're going to build our world. Now, we're similar to the Sandbox in the sense that we both use a creation engine. We both use voxel. But the problems that we see with the Sandbox, and I'll just start with that because I think we have a lot more to talk about. I'll just go over some of the things we want to do better. Number one is we want to do land sale better. The Sandbox has emphasized land sale, and they've almost become what is a real estate company ahead of a play-to-earn enterprise, which is a bit of a mistake. Why is it a mistake? Because a lot of their land is empty and adds no value whatsoever. This is a mistake, and to change that, we as game developers have to incentivize anybody who buys land in an ecosystem needs to contribute to the health of the ecosystem, whether that be through gaming experiences or entertainment experiences or play to earn integration. We need to know what your plan is. Just like in the real world, if you buy a piece of property in a civilized country, in a developed country, the local government wants to know the use for that land. They want to know why, what are you developing? Is it good for the neighborhood? Is it good for the economy? Is it zoned for commercial or is it zoned for enjoyment? That's just one thing. Next thing is Sandbox is not cultivating creativity very much. Meaning if you're a creator, the way you can make money as a creator is you can develop a game, which takes an enormous amount of time and effort and no guarantee of success. Or you can apply to be a creator, and then the Sandbox will give you a list of what they want you to create, completely killing your creativity. And then they're going to pay you a flat fee of about $500 a month. That is a corporate exploitation model. That is not a stimulate creativity and ingenuity model. These are just a few of the examples of things that Sandbox could do better. And as we get further into this AMA, I'm going to go back to this subject because it is a long subject. But first, I want to reveal a little bit about the Parallel.
Okay. So, okay, what about, okay, Ronnie? Okay.
Yes, hello.
Okay, sorry. What about Ronnie? You have any kind of, okay, like opinion on Metaverse? What is your, like the ideal Metaverse? What is your vision in Metaverse?
Yeah, look, I think the Metaverse come exactly in the right moment because, you know, we're living in times from pandemic, COVID, and people are looking for possibilities to interact with other people, to enjoy themselves, to just live a normal life. Yeah, but because of the pandemic and all the fear that is around, a lot of people don't want just to keep going as before, to go to the restaurants, bars, parties. So now the metaverse gives us the possibility to different places and totally safe, you know. So this is a huge opportunity, you know, what I can see. Can you hear me good? Because okay, perfect. Yeah. First of all, second of all, the metaverse is a huge opportunity, as Dan said, for people that are creating to make money. You know, there are so many people from, I'm really focused on creating content for people from Latin America. There are people that work the whole day, they make $3, $4, $5. And now there are games where you can just play to earn and you make $30, $40, $50 a day. And obviously, the metaverses will give us a lot of opportunities to actually make money and to create, to build new kind of business models, you know. So I'm very, very excited about metaverse, and there's so many different things. I saw also a metaverse that is focused on DJs on music on parties. So that means you can just put your headset on and you can just be, and your glasses, and you can be in a party with people from Hong Kong, from the United States, from Hawaii, from Germany, from wherever, but you actually sitting in your house, on your chair. So that's amazing. I think we cannot imagine until now which kind of possibilities there are coming, so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, just now you have mentioned about like doing concert and things like that. It's like, because I see the opportunity is that if in a conventional way, if we want to like create a concert hall, we need to maybe take 5 to 10 years just to build the thing. Okay, so that is a very huge cost, and also we don't know whether it's success or not because all those like geographical factors and so on. But in Metaverse, maybe it still takes some time. It also takes some resources, but it takes much shorter time to being held. Okay, so that you can invite, and also some more, you can invite all the audiences from the global. There's no limit on that. So that this is how Metaverse is gonna be huge and disrupt the whole current industry that we are looking in right now. So this is my what I look in Metaverse.
Anson, I'd like to add something to what Ronnie said. And you made some excellent points. And I want to add a little perspective here because I feel like a lot of people in GameFi and crypto, and I mean most of the employees at the Parallel, we have over 50 employees for a pre-IDO project. That's big. And most of us, including our CEO, including our COO, come from gaming backgrounds. And me, I'm not super young anymore. I'm 38. I've been a gamer for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the Metaverse. Like, I don't know if people realize that, but I literally grew up most of us grew up in the Metaverse. And what is the Metaverse? Let's identify it. It's a virtual world that gives us what we need. That's it, plain and simple. But what is the next question? What is it that we need? It's three things. One is community. We need friends. We need family. We need to belong somewhere. We need to log in for people to say hello to us. We need to feel like we're cared for and we care about others. That's a basic human need. The next one is we need enjoyment, something to entertain and to challenge us. All right. So you got community and you got enjoyment. I grew up with these two in the Metaverse. What I did not grow up with is opportunity. That's what was not available in the Metaverse before. And it is now, thanks to blockchain, thanks to crypto, which is changing the world. But it's in its infancy, and all the GameFi projects out there, they have a lot to learn on how to make it sustainable and how to cancel volatility and how to grow their ecosystem. So I think we're at an amazing time. We're at the beginning of an unbelievable evolution in gaming and Metaverse and everything. It's great.
Yeah. Okay, but I want to ask, because like we are saying like revolutionary Metaverse and things like that, like techie terms, but if we go back to the ground, right, if for average persons, how can it benefit from Metaverse other than like socials, family, love, or like entertainment? What other benefits that the average person can involve in an ecosystem and benefit from it?
Is that question for me?
Yeah, both. Anyone, any person you can answer.
Yeah, if you like, I will first answer and then.
Yeah, sure.
Look, first of all, you can just be a part of the Metaverse. You can get an early access because you have to understand. I'm absolutely with Dan. I agree with Dan. The people used to live in a Metaverse, but they didn't realize it, and there was some kind of creating, some kind of making money. There was, for example, video games. You could create some weapons, items, and you could sell them actually. But nobody was ever the real owner of this asset. There was the possibility, but this was very limited. Okay, so first of all, now in the Metaverse, any person from any poor country in the world can just make money. You need two things for it. You need access to the internet, and you need to understand how the new technology is working. That's all you need to, and you can get rich. Before, if you want to get rich, you had to have rich parents, good education. You had to live in the right environment in a big city. If you was some person that grew up in a rural area, there was a very, very small chance for you to get rich. Today, you can live wherever you want, in Siberia, in the wherever, you know. You need internet and you need to understand to use it and technology, and then you can make millions. Okay, so the average person must be quick. You must be quick. So you cannot just wait until the herd enters and then it's too late. So you must be quick. Yeah, and you as an average person, that's your chance. Okay, first of all, you must be quick. Second of all, you must research a lot. You must take the time. You must forget about the football games or the drinking with the friends or doing the TV shows. You must just take your time and you must research. Yeah, that's it. And you are set for life. If you can understand this, you as an average person without any knowledge, you can YouTube find any information totally free. But people don't want to do the work. They don't want to put the work. They just want to live their normal life and just press a button and say, oh, wow, now I'm a Metaverse millionaire. But it's not working like this. You need to put the effort. You need to invest the time. That's it.
You know, Ronnie's completely right. We live in such an amazing time right now. What crypto and what this whole decentralization of finance has done has given so many opportunities to people to really change their fate instantly, like almost instantly, without a college education, without a high school diploma, without any kind of social connections, substantial social connections, or any social connections for that matter. You can literally become a self-made millionaire with just a few startup dollars. It's and it takes, you know, the less money you have to begin, the harder it's going to be, but it's quite a possibility. But on a smaller scale, like pertaining specifically to GameFi, on the gaming world, Metaverse, just talking, let's forget about millionaires for a second. On the average person logging in and making enough money to feed their family, invest in something perhaps, pay their rent, support their children, and quit their factory job on the smaller scale. I think because not everybody's got the drive and the entrepreneurship and the innovate, you know, the mind for, or they don't even want it. There's a lot of people, they don't care about being rich. They just want to have a normal life, right? Like there was a time I didn't care about being rich most of my life. It was all, I was just passionate. I wanted to be challenged. A lot of people don't care about it. So let's say you just want to, you truly want to play video games and support your family and quit that shitty job, right? I'm not saying quit your job. I'm just saying some people.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So here's the situation. The GameFi industry is very narrow-minded. They're just, I don't understand how they do this. They create a video game and they give it 2 or 3 earning pathways. So join my game and you can earn money 1, 2, or 3 ways. Kill this guy, gather this, farm that, whatever. 2 or 3 gaming earning pathways. And then they give the token 6 or 7 use cases. And then they expect the token to survive. Are they crazy? I mean, if in the real world, imagine if the US dollar can only be earned by having 2 different jobs and can only be spent on 7 different products. How is it possible to sustain the US dollar? That would be completely, literally, economically impossible. Basically, what ends up happening is this. When you have 2 or 3 earning pathways, the gamers start coming in and they start seeing a lot of earning potential in the beginning. And then the opportunists come in and they start exploiting the earning potential. And they start saying, hey, my sister, come play with me. We can make money. My brother, come play with me. We make money. My dog, come play. Get a computer. We're making money. And then what happens? The population grows, but the earning pathways don't grow. And what happens is the funnel effect. The more people you put into those earning pathways, the less reward you get from those earning pathways. So the only solution is to start increasing earning pathways. But I don't see games doing that. They just stick with their same stupid model and they expect the game to sustain over time. It's impossible. So the answer of how average people can make money in the metaverse is when a GameFi project comes along and gives them choices. Endless amounts of evolving choice. You like to dance and earn, dance and earn. You want to sing and earn, sing and earn. You want to enjoy entertainment, concerts and earn, do that. I mean, some will be higher than others, but at least they'll have choices. And if they have choices, every ecosystem, every pathway will be filled with people who enjoy it, who want a community there and can earn there, and it'll be healthy. And that's the answer. The answer is we as developers, as entrepreneurs, have to do a better job.
Yeah. So basically, this is also the mission of Parallel. Does it sound like that?
The primary mission of the Parallel, to sustain those three key features. We call it enjoy to earn. No more play to earn. Play to earn is for losers. Enjoy to earn.
Okay. So just now you say that, okay, Metaverse is one important element is that we want to let users to build or create something within the ecosystems so that you can really own what you created. Okay.
Not only users. It's
Okay.
got to be everybody who's part of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
If you have investors and you have partners, you can't look after one and not look after the other. In an ecosystem, you need balance, you need harmony, you need synergy. It has to be a symbiotic environment. So for example, what I usually see in GameFi is this. They have members of their ecosystem. They have investors, partners, farmers, traders, players, maybe creators. So they start taking care of one group and forget about the other group, maybe the free-to-play group, or the players, or maybe the creators, or maybe the investors first. And then the other group starts to suffer. So the other group starts to leave the game or starts dumping all of their tokens. So they fix one problem here, and then another problem happens here. So basically, it's like the guy who buys an old shitty car, and he spends his whole life just fixing the car and never actually enjoying the ride. That's the problem with GameFi. Every time I see the same thing. It has to be planned better in the beginning, and the main focus is on balancing it for all, where investors and developers have the same level of opportunity. And when they succeed, everybody succeeds on a balanced level.
Yeah. Just like, okay, just now you're saying that, okay, in the currency, in the GameFi, the token being earned is that just have 6 or 7 functions to be used and only 2 or 3 ways to earn the tokens. So how that Parallel solve this or encounter this, like making a more abundance economical loop? Yeah.
The Parallel, this is a long, complex question. The Parallel is the number one important thing about the Parallel. Number one is its vision and how much time and effort we spend learning what works and what doesn't. A lot of what I'm saying has come from amazing conversations with our founders, my colleagues, our advisors, our VCs, some VCs who didn't join us, some VCs who did join us. This is a collection of ideas. So number one, I think we have the most forward-thinking idea in the space with our competitors. The next, and it's evolving. The next thing is that the Parallel is a game based not only on the creation of individuals, but the creation of our investors, our developers, our traders, our game developers, entertainment studios, game guilds, and influencer KOLs. We've identified 10 what we call pillars of the Parallel. All of them will be completely incentivized to develop experiences in the Parallel. So the Parallel starts out in a sequence. The sequence is this. First step is the creators with our foundation game. We also have a copy, like there's so much to it. We have a copyright system for our creators. A creator can go in, design something and copyright it with our own unique copywriting system. And basically anything they design becomes income generating cash flow and a world building NFT that they own and they set the price on. So that's step one, is to stimulate this enormous wave of creation and design. Nobody has that. The Sandbox doesn't have it. And if you don't have it from the beginning, you can't make it halfway through. It has to be done from the beginning. The next thing is phase 2 of our first, no, not phase 2. It's quarter 1 of next year, where we have all these millions of designs in the system from all of our creators. And then we start the gathering of resources and ruins. Resources and ruins come in different rarities and different tiers and types, giving all different layers of complexity economically. They're all NFTs as well. And that's going to be like the California gold rush, if you know your history. Everybody needs to flock to the Parallel and start gathering resources to basically start building millions of designs. Now, these designs, the only thing you can build yet is your own character, your own paragons, which are also value. You can put NFTs, put them on the marketplace. So these very complex and synergetic relationships start to develop between creators and harvesters, like the real world, right? You design something, You need the resources to build it. But something else brilliant starts to happen here. Opportunity for game guilds starts to develop. Opportunity for investors to start to develop. Opportunity to promote and highlight individuals within our community. 17-year-old from Nicaragua designing amazing stuff gets attention. An investor sees him. We highlight him on our page. Investor sees him and calls that kid, finds that kid and says, yo, kid, your designs are amazing, but you don't have the ruins to build it. We're going to sponsor you. A kid gets sponsored by a VC because what comes next? Land sale. And when land sale happens, they're going to need millions upon millions of ruins to craft millions upon millions of designs to start building the world. And after that, it only gets more interesting. We're going to start integrating with game developers and entertainment studios, and we're going to turn Parallel into the most dynamic game experience that we've ever seen, like Roblox, like Minecraft. But we're going to do it smart. Everything we do carefully. If a game developer comes to us and they say we want to make a game, we're going to give them space, not land. It's different. We're going to give them space. We're going to give them integration options. They don't have to use our tools. We'll make the SDKs. We'll do the work. As long as their game can be monetized well, as long as they have a marketing plan to attract people to the game and they work with us to attract people to the game, they will make their own token. We'll infuse it with liquidity. And basically our plan is within 12, 16 months is to have, I don't know how many gaming experiences, God knows how many entertainment experiences. And all of them are going to be connected in networks through gaming guilds and through KOLs. It's all about dynamics, just like in the real world. So it's a very, players will be able, we're going to just be very careful in how we do it. Anything that comes to the Parallel has to be good for the players and the community and the 10 pillars. It's a very difficult task, but it's our only task.
Any add-on, Ronnie? Or anything you want to say?
Yeah, I found this very interesting because, as Dan said, we have to understand that we are really, really, really early, you know? So even people say, we are very early in the crypto space. Okay, crypto space exists from 2009 when Satoshi Nakamoto published the white paper from Bitcoin, okay? And people say, we're still early. So then imagine, what about GameFi? GameFi in crypto, let's say, started, let's say 1 year ago. It started before because there are people, they are creating a long time ago games, blockchain games, but it got the attention maybe less than 1 year ago. So how early are we in GameFi? You know, so, and yeah, it's normal that there's so many things they are now built, they created, and people say, oh wow, that's the next big thing. That in 2-3 years there will be things much more bigger, and yeah, the Parallel, I see they thought of a lot of innovations, new kinds of generating income, taking care of different groups. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Huh?
And also we see on Parallel, right? You guys are promoting what the system called Hydra. Am I right? And what is the unique point of the Hydra system that
I'll be honest with you. Hydra development started 2 years ago. It was the first idea that Lewis, our CEO, had. He's our visionary, Lewis Wynn. And he basically understood that creativity was the starting point for everything. And human creativity has brought us to where we are today. So what greater driving force could we possibly want to empower? What greater resource do we have other than human creativity? But it has to be incentivized. And he realized one thing, and this is where I give him so much credit. He realized that the number one problem with the world is that we exploit each other. We literally exploit each other. If you see if a businessman sees a talented artist or a talented person, the first thought he has is how he can make money from that person and pay that person as little as possible. And that is the problem. That is and that is why, we stop seeing development in worlds that have already been developed because of this exploitation. Hydra System is the opposite to that. Hydra System is taking things back to the basics. What we want is every player who goes into our foundation game, which is a very simple voxel interface, very user-friendly. That's what we wanted. but it also has a lot of potential for evolution. So you go in and you design something. Let's say we design an Anson avatar, the most handsome avatar in the whole parallel, right?
Mhm.
And that avatar needs the designer. It's unique, but
Mhm.
he wants to make sure nobody else can make the same avatar. So there's a button, submit to Hydra. Hydra is an AI, artificial intelligence-based program that uses complex structural scanning algorithms that we built from the ground up to basically scan the Anson Paragon avatar and check it with the blockchain. So basically, Hydra stands between the foundation interface and
Mhm.
the blockchain. It scans it, checks the blockchain, nothing there, comes back to the player and says, congratulations, your design is available to be copyrighted. Would you like to proceed? Proceed, boom, you pay a fixed fee that includes the gas fee and the processing fee. Now, the other option, what would happen is if Anson gets submitted, and I don't know, you seem like a very famous guy, so maybe somebody already made you before.
Okay.
So the Hydra comes back and says, we're sorry, your design is too close to existing designs in the blockchain. Would you
Mm.
like to use any of these similar designs and pay a fee to the creator? So now those creators are earning cash flow.
Mhm.
And you can either cancel or pay the fee. If you cancel, you can make something a little bit more unique and see if that'll pass through Hydra. Now, the Hydra system is extremely unique in this way. It'll create a lot of natural FOMO. We hate FOMO. I'll be honest with you. The parallel hates that dishonest, terrible marketing strategy. Like if you're going to promote FOMO, make sure there's something to be excited about. Like really, seriously. So the
Mhm.
parallel, we got natural FOMO. Anybody who like copyrights the first iPhone design or a black hat, I mean, these are people who can create serious cash flow. So Hydra's going to be very unique that way going forward. The only negative to Hydra, and we're honest, we're looking for negatives. That's why we talk to our partners and advisors. We want to know what you see could go wrong so we can fix it before it happens. Hoarding.
Mhm.
Hoarding. In the real world, copyright gets exploited by people who just want to copyright stuff and give it to nobody. We don't want that. That's not healthy for the economy. So we're going to have things in a system set in place that will scan the marketplace and say, hey, you have a lot of designs, but you're not selling any. Maybe you
Mhm.
should lower your prices. And then they can get a second warning, and then maybe they'll get flagged. And then maybe the DAO will vote to cancel their copyrights because they're hurting the economy. All right.
Okay.
So Hydra is a very, very important economic principle. It's the beginning. It's going to spark the engine, the creation engine.
Okay, it's very interesting. I think I first time hearing this. Okay. Any thoughts, Ronny?
I will create a design from the iPhone. That's a good idea.
Okay. Just now you say the scanning process that to try to identify whether it's really a copyrighted item or not. Is it the process is being done automatically or is a semi-auto process? Is there any
It's
process?
automatically completely. We got algorithms to scan for structural similarities, and there's a threshold that we can set how close the similarities are. So if it's like 80% similar, that might be okay, but anything above 80 doesn't work, doesn't pass. So we're going to kind of test it out really, really in the early first few days to make sure there's a good variety between the parallel paragons, but it's probably going to be somewhere around 80% threshold,
Okay.
which again, we can adjust. And then we're going to also have player feedback and other systems in place to constantly improve the system's efficiency and preciseness.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I think this Hydra system is the most big differentiations of comparing to Sandbox. Is it?
Yeah, any
I
game
think this is a
actually.
very big any game. Yeah, yes. Okay, so we have a questions here. So got people ask, how can an average person earn in the parallel metaverse? Just now you're saying build in-game assets or anything special for yourself, but can it be more clear? Like 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have your usual earning pathways, right? Staking and farming and things like that. You have that. So if you want to do that in the parallel, great, because the parallel is designed to have a very, very healthy economy if we do our job correctly. That's our biggest hope. But let's just talk about, let's just pretend you design something in Voxel or your little sister designs it for you. It don't matter. And let's pretend that you copyright it. Okay. Let's just talk the best case scenario. You copyright a few things and they do extremely well. So you start earning an extreme amount of money. You got a few choices there. First thing you can probably do is you could probably retire on that. Right? You can start staking it, you start earning more tokens, start expanding your portfolio. You get really, really lucky, and you're just another guy who made it big in crypto simply because you were the first one to design a cool line of jeans, sneakers, or an iPhone in the parallel. Very possible. Take it a little further. You're a little bit more creative. You start designing some really, really cool stuff. You start building a community of people who love your stuff. In fact, you started earning enough, you make your own website. And after you make your own website, the parallel notices you. That's our job. Our job is to notice you and to promote you and to inspire you to keep doing what you're doing because it's good for us. It's good for the economy, for the community. Then one of our investors notices you and says, or our game guilds notice you, or maybe just a rich friend notices you and says, hey, I want to invest in what you're doing. Let me buy all the ruins you need, put some people to work, buy all the ruins you need from the marketplace. Let's start building your stuff because it's kind of cool. And then the parallel notices and say, hey, you guys are doing a great thing. You're working together. I like that you got an investor. You hooked up with some kid who's doing amazing things. You got a community now. We're going to get you on the land whitelist. Let's get you a piece of land. And I think the best piece of land for you would be right here where there's a community of creators making really cool social environments. Let's put you here. Let's not put you next to Snoop Dogg. That's empty and useless, right? Let's put you here, right?
Okay.
So we put them there. And the next thing you know, a game developer notices that they really like their world and they want to put their portal to their game in his little land. And now every time a player goes into his land and clicks the portal, he earns money and so do all of his investors. The parallel is a facilitator. Our job is to find ways for people to make money with it. Not for us, but with us. Because in this industry, money falls from the sky. And crypto is all about, making it available, not hoarding it in a bank somewhere doing nothing with it. So, you can be that kid who made it big in the parallel, or you can be just the guy who does play to earn and makes $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month, utilizing all the play to earn mechanics available and earning valuable NFTs in those games and maybe making more money. I mean, the point is that the possibilities need to be endless. That's our job. So right now, I can only imagine, and that's what makes it so beautiful.
Okay, sound interesting. Ronny, anything to what you want to say?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Anything you want to say about it?
Yeah. I like it. I like it really much. And I'm absolutely agreeing with what Dan is saying. There are so many opportunities now, and there are VCs, they just looking around, where can I put my money? Where can I put my money? This game, I want to put more. No, there's no space. What I want to do with my money, So if you have a really good idea and you are a developer, you can find very, very easy investors right now, and as Dan said, what would you do with your money? To leave it in a bank and seeing like inflation is eating it, so doesn't make sense. So yeah.
Okay, so we have the next questions. Okay, will the parallel ecosystem have land like what Sandbox does? That is map, that's a pixelated map. Is it what parallel is going to do the same or different?
With the land, you mean graphically, or like what are we going to do with land in general? Is that a two-part question?
Okay, you can clarify it, I think.
Okay, all right. So yeah, land is very, very important. As far as the graphics go, listen, I'll be honest. I don't want to pretend that I know everything, but I will tell you about the graphics. We're choosing carefully which kind of voxels are really complicated. And there's many, many different types of voxels, and some can be manipulated in such beautiful, amazing ways. We're trying to pick one that's like a middle ground between gorgeous and flexible for evolving graphics over time, but also very forgiving on system requirements. I don't want people to own a gaming computer to play the parallel. Like it's got to be very flexible. Like if you're at work and you have to go to the toilet, I want you to play the parallel on the toilet, right? It can't be too much. As far as the world, we have land and we have space. This is something I really don't understand, man. What the hell? If somebody comes to you and says, I have the best idea in the world, and I have 20 game designers, top level game designers, and I have a great game idea and roadmap for a game, and I have 10 million, 15 million players in the real world that are waiting to come to the parallel. If a person to me like that comes to me, I'm going to welcome them in my house. I'm going to give them a foot massage. I'm going to serve them tea. I'm going to take them dancing. I'm going to do whatever I can to get them to stay. But not in the sandbox. No. In the sandbox, we have to go buy real estate. Really? Okay. You have to buy real estate when you're bringing so much value to the project? So you have to go buy an expensive piece of real estate. And that real estate, not only is it expensive, it's limited. It's also in a place that maybe you don't want to be. You want to be somewhere closer to the center. And it's also surrounded by a bunch of stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. Just random things around it.
Yeah, yes.
And then on top of that, we don't even have a plan how we're going to monetize it for you or how we're going to incorporate play to earn. And then on top of that, it's small inside. So if you want to expand later, you got to buy more land. Come on. That is a terrible, terrible business model. I mean, it's good if you want to be a real estate company, but not us. We don't want that. So what we want these people to come to us. We're going to look at their project. If we feel it's good for the ecosystem, we're going to give them space. And space is separate from land. It's infinite. It's a portal, like a portal in World of Warcraft when you enter the portal to go to a different city like Stormwind or Orgrimmar or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you I was a gamer. Right?
Okay.
So I know. So yeah, it's a portal, and we're going to give them all this space. Now, if the project is really, really big and they need a lot of resources and they need more space and more servers and more teams dedicated to helping them, we go to our investors and we start a fundraising round. Now our investors have more investment opportunity. The most important thing is that it's good. It's good and it's easy to monetize and it works for the parallel community and it doesn't hurt anybody. And then land is different. Land, you buy land, we're just going to make sure we do it right. We're going to stop people from buying land just for investment. That's bullshit. Do that in the real world. We're not going to do it here. So what I mean by that is that if you develop land, if Snoop Dogg, and I hope he does, if he comes to us and he says, I want to buy land. Well, my question is for what? Like, what do you want to buy it for? You know, he's going to say, oh, I have a plan for this and this and this. Or he's going to say, I just want to invest in your parallel. We're going to say, thank you. That's great. That's awesome. But you want to buy a lot of land. That's significant. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect you with this developer, this community, and this professional to build an experience. Now it could be Snoop Dogg's, amazing roller coaster land. It could be Snoop Dogg's concert stadium. But whatever it is, it needs to be active. It can't be a dead zone. Not if it's that, especially if it's not that big. So that's everything we do has to be healthy for the ecosystem, and that's how we planned it out for now. We're going to incentivize people to develop good experiences. We're not going to tell Snoop Dogg, you have to pay for it. We're going to support him. We're going to incentivize him.
Okay, sounds good. Ronny, anything you want to add?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea to have this condition. If you want to have land, that you must use it, because if you go now to Sandbox and you see a lot of plots of land and nobody's using it and nobody's building anything on it.
No value.
Snoop Dogg is doing something. Yeah, he's, I think, the most active person over there. He just did a party or a concert, I guess, and sold NFTs. That was the access. So imagine how crazy this is, Imagine you go to an average person that works in a 9-to-5 job in Missouri, wherever, and you tell them, hey, there's a game called Sandbox, and you can buy NFTs and you can participate in a Snoop Dogg concert party, So people don't get it. So yeah, it's really amazing how early we are, and it's amazing times to live. You know, I'm really happy. I'm really excited, and the parallel EIC, they have a big advantage. What's the big advantage? The big advantage is that they saw Sandbox, they saw Decentraland, they saw so many metaverses, and they can understand, okay, what is good, what is wrong, what could we do better, could we do different. So that's a huge advantage, and hopefully I get a chance to get involved into the metaverse.
Yeah, no, you made a very valid point. We owe a debt of gratitude to Decentraland and the Sandbox. You know, and I look at Decentraland, it's such a beautiful ecosystem, but you know, they sold all their land already, and they sold it to people who have money. And then to develop on that land, you need people who have money because it's not easy to develop those 3D graphics and implement those 3D models. And that's exactly why Decentraland looks like a giant shopping mall. Because people with money bought it, right? So experiences wasn't the #1 priority. And that's what we have to fix. And you know what? I think the Sandbox though is going to come back really, really strong because they still have enormous amount of potential, especially with their open world development. But you know, it's the challenge for them is going to be is that when you're building a house, you have to start from the ground up, from the foundation up. If you start from the middle and then try to go to the bottom and build it again, you might as well just destroy the house and start over. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to address those challenges. But I think they're going to pull through. They have an extremely good support network, and they're very good themselves. Growing pains. Yeah.
Okay. So just now you say you will wish that all those kind of influential people or game developer to come into the ecosystems to build things, but how you can like prevent like monopolizations of copyrights or land, just that you make sure everyone get the chance to involve in it, like not just let the early adopters and try to occupy the whole ecosystems.
I have to come up with a cool little analogy here. So let me think. All right. How do you stop? I briefly mentioned this before. So with copywriting, we have our DAO, right? So if somebody's contributing negatively to the ecosystem, we can vote to try to revoke copyrights if somebody's just pricing, like if they make a chopstick and they price it at 40,000 PRL for a lease on a chopstick, and they keep doing it over and over and over and over again, the final result is going to be a vote from the DAO to say, we're revoking all of your copyrights. We don't know why you're doing it or what you're doing, and you have not been flexible to reduce your prices and contribute to the ecosystem to at least generate some sales. You got no sales. So we're going to have to set some parameters and guidelines for what is healthy market contribution and what is unhealthy market contribution. So that's one thing we're going to do for copyright hoarding, which I think will be very valuable. It would be very valuable for corporations in the real world. We know that much. The next thing is with real estate hoarding, and I think I mentioned this earlier as well, it's about positive reinforcement. Look, business people want to make money. We can't stop people from being addicted to money. There are people who literally, that's their life purpose. Billions upon billions upon billions of dollars of a financial portfolio is their purpose. It's like their weapons in video games. We want to have the best stats. They want to have the best financial portfolio. We are all the same.
Yeah.
So how do we, right? So how do you stop that nonsense? Well, efficiency. So what does that mean? It means that if I have house A and I have house B, and Anson, I want you to go to house B. In house A, I put money in food. In house B, I put money in food. Well, all I have to do is put more money in food in house B, and you're always going to go to house B. I mean, that's it. It's that simple. So what do I mean by that stupid analogy? I mean, just give them much better reasons to develop rather than hoard. I mean, let them hoard. Let them buy everything, but make it under the concept that if they hoard, their financial portfolio will suffer, rather than if they develop and collaborate, their financial portfolio will jump leaps and bounds beyond what they would have earned if they just gathered up all the land and sat on it. Right? We have to. It's a positive reinforcement model.
Okay.
And you know, it's difficult to facilitate because we literally have to create an environment that cultivates these connections, these resources, these developers, these players. You know, it's a very big challenge, but it literally is the only way.
Ronnie, anything to add on?
Great, I love it. Yeah, that's, I think that's a big problem. What Dan said about Sandbox and Decentraland. You know, so you get, I think, yeah, it was the first metaverses that anybody could notice. You know, there was other metaverses before, but I mean in crypto space, so there was pretty the first two metaverses that people started to talk about, started to get interested in, you know, and it's now more than a year, yeah, and you go inside and you can really do nothing, you know, and it's not good, you know, as Dan said, they started in the middle, so they should. So I, as a project creator, I would have started with something where people can interact from the beginning, even if it's something small, you know. But I think this is a mistake, and I'm really excited to see how the parallel will do different. And yeah, any date when people can start to use the parallel.
Okay, cool.
Q2 of 2022 is our projected. You're breaking up a little, Ronnie. It's that tropical, beautiful weather messing with your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the internet's not so good. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So middle of next year sometime is when we're looking to release land sale. I'll be honest with you, that's the part I'm most nervous about, to make sure we do it right, because you know there's so much. Decentraland and Sandbox gave us so much free marketing. It's like, you know, as soon as we release land sale, if this quarter and next quarter goes well, we can just sell all the land and become filthy rich. But I don't want that. Personally, I don't want that. You know, so I'm a little nervous about it. You know, of
Good
us.
problem to have, eh?
It's a good problem to have. Like and that's what crypto and GameFi is right now. That's why it's so damn exciting. That's why we don't sleep. And what's a weekend? Anybody know what a weekend is? You know. So yeah, that's the part that I'm most worried about facilitating properly and not giving into the temptation of the success in the short term to void the potential of the long term. That's probably the greatest challenge.
Of course, agree totally.
Okay, now let's talk about the token itself, because when I read the pitch deck on Parallel, right, it says we're running a dual token system. So why dual token? Because Sandbox is single token systems. So why you're doing dual? Any reason or purpose?
We feel that dual token will give us a little bit more control over economy. You know, like the golden question. You know, in real life, what's our biggest problem? We all want to live forever, right? We're trying to find the way to live forever and be beautiful forever. But in the GameFi and crypto world, our biggest problem is token volatility. So we're trying to employ every method possible to control token volatility. In our case, it's 2 tokens, and it felt right because our token, the layers of complexity with our in-game token are going to be quite vast. The networks are going to be infinitely vast, and it made sense to separate them, especially because we're looking to do a DAO. You know, so the governance token has its functions, it has its you know, its main purposes, and we just needed to keep them separate, especially when you're going to be entering other gaming experiences, and the PS is going to be transferred, our utility tokens going to be transferred into the game experience token, and then you leave the game experience token, and the currency exchange will occur again back into the PS. You know, we got to keep it separate. It's too complex.
Okay. So, okay, that's too complex. So, okay, that's okay then. So for the token launch, a lot of people asking about this. When will be the token launch? Is it that's a date already or what?
I don't know.
That's
secret information. If you pay me big money, I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's going to be right before New Year's. The first one's going to be right before New Year's.
New Year's, okay. So
yeah, right before New Year's. And like I think after Christmas, before New Year's is kind of the sweet spot. You know, originally it was December 5th, But then we got hit with so much VC interest. It literally was, I was just drowning in meetings, back and forth. And then now it's like the marketing. But then we got pushed back to 15th. Then we got pushed back to the 20th. And then we said, oh my God, the market is so volatile right now. Bitcoin has fallen.
Yeah.
This is fallen. So, and then we spoke to our partners and we thought, okay, should we go to January? Because now we got the holidays. And then we thought about it. Like, if we go to January because we're waiting for the market to rebound, isn't it true that everybody's going to go to January to wait for the market to rebound? And then next thing you got everybody doing IDOs at the same time. So we don't want that. So we picked the road less traveled, and we're going to go right between the sweet spot of the holidays when it's nice and calm and everyone's busy eating Christmas ham. But except for the crypto people. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, so DEX or SEX?
Oh,
it's launching on
DEX.
decentralized exchange or centralized exchange first?
DEX.
DEX. Okay. So we'll keep follow up for this. We'll launch these details on Twitter or Telegram.
Oh yeah. All the social media is a fire right now, especially now that we finished up the private rounds. We are, our social media is ramping up. In fact, we filmed, the video that Mark Zuckerberg did with the virtual reality.
Yeah. Yes.
You're gonna see me in a video like that. I'm not excited to be everywhere, but we've literally, with marketing, we are not playing around. We are going full blow, trying to set a new standard in the gaming industry. So there's gonna be some really cool marketing stuff coming out.
Okay, cool.
And we applied for a sex release also, not CEX. I hate saying that. Sex release. Yeah, we applied for that. So we got a lot of things going on at the same time.
Okay. Just to wrap things up. Okay, so if you want to give a short statement about what is the first priority of Parallel, what will you say?
I'm not good at short statements.
Okay,
Anson.
so you just clarify what you want.
I think you guys noticed that by now. Short statements and me, we don't get along. What is the parallel? All right, I've written the short statement to practice before, but I don't remember what I wrote. So the parallel's key purpose is to kickstart, and I say kickstart, the evolution of an infinite metaverse where people can come together to craft dynamic social enjoyment and economic ecosystems together that can infinitely evolve into countless pathways. That is the best way I can summarize it. It's broad, and basically it just means enjoyment, opportunity, and community in perfect balance for everybody who's involved. That's what it means. That's the metaverse. That's the only way a metaverse is going to grow.
Yeah, that's good. Fair enough. Okay, we have Mihai Daniel just come in. Say a hi to the audience.
Hello.
What's up, Daniel?
So
I'm good.
Yeah.
Connection, I'll tell you.
That's all right. By the way, I just want to tell you, you have the coolest first name I've ever seen.
Okay. So we are going into the sessions that are Q&A sessions. So we have like 10 to 15 minutes so that we see on the live chat, is it any questions? So that you can pick it and you can answer it right now. So now, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to type it in the live chat so that Daniel can see and answer for you guys. And also make sure you guys follow the Parallel official Telegram, Twitter, and also all of us, the YouTube channel, okay? Because we will have airdrop for Parallel tokens for the participants, okay? Okay, can you see the live chat? Okay, let me choose someone. Okay, that's a good question I found. Can I cross-chain what I built on the Sandbox into the Parallel? Let's say he's already an adopted Sandbox users, but he want to like move things to Parallel. Is it possible?
The Parallel won't be cross-chain. It's too complicated because for a variety of reasons. We actually we've been talking about the possibility of throughout the Parallel's growth to build our own chain in the future sometime, which is a big project, but it's part of our long-term vision. However, as far as getting things from the sandbox to the parallel, the parallel will have an import feature. So if you design something in voxel, you will be able to import it into the parallel and then submit it to Hydra. However, learning from the past, there's going to be a limit on how many imports you can do daily, or maybe in the beginning, because we don't want people coming to the parallel with 1,000 voxel designs and start mass importing and crashing the servers and stealing all the copyrights. So there's going to be a system in place to make sure it can't be exploited. But certainly import and export are going to be major functions of the parallel. It's just the copyright will only be usable in the parallel in the first year, especially until we create more collaborations.
Okay, cool. So, okay, another common questions here mentions is, because we will have multiple metaverse. Parallel is the one, Sandbox another, maybe ABC another metaverse is probably will be come up one by one after that, year by year. So what is your visions, or how you project this thing? Is it gonna be a competing market, or is it going to merge one another together?
I think that we need to take a lesson from biology here. You know, humans are very social creatures. We work best when we work together. We work best when we have communities. And I think the whole metaverse concept is based around the concept of connecting people and giving people what they need to be happy, to survive, to have opportunity, community, and enjoyment. So following that model and following the evolution of that model, I think it's completely possible that as the parallel starts integrating more game developers into its ecosystem, there will come a time where other games will not, we won't only have a parallel world with its game developers all around, but there could also be a universe that the parallel is part of, or a universe that the parallel facilitates with. Because unlike Sandbox, which to make a game, you have to use the Sandbox developer tool, with us, you don't have to do that. In fact, you don't even have to make a game. You could just connect economies, connect marketplaces, just to already start that profitable relationship, that prosperous relationship. So there's a lot about, because we're so flexible, we are completely open to the possibility of connecting with every other gaming experience. The question is when and how, and to sustain its health. Eventually, I think the parallel will be too big to fail, but we don't want to have a monopoly. I mean, it sounds like we do, but we don't. We want to contribute to this beautiful vision that is metaverses, that is GameFi, that is blockchain, that is crypto. And to have a monopoly is completely opposite of what decentralization is supposed to be, right? So our goal is networking. And the question is, how are we going to do it? Everything has to happen in stages, foundation up.
Okay. Okay, here's another questions. Currently, the parallel has promoted marketing for markets outside Vietnam or not? Because seems like parallel is doing a huge marketing work in Vietnam itself.
Yeah.
But he says, how will the parallel have market development in other countries, or what is the orientations?
The parallel, look, let's be honest, most of the parallel, 99% of the parallel team is Vietnamese, right? And they are very sharp and very ambitious and very, very hardworking and brilliant people. And they have a lot of connections because the whole team has been in this industry since it started in Vietnam. There's some people, they know everybody. So right away, it was a huge influx of interest from the Vietnamese, home front. A lot of KOLs and marketing started right from the beginning because we were busy with VCs and preparing content and development and all these things. But the VC period is coming to an end. It's practically over. Now the global marketing is going to surprise the world. In fact, I was in a meeting earlier today with a KOL who's got over 20 million, 30 million subscribers in a global community. And that's just the beginning. Where KOLs to us are not just influencers who make videos. They're as valuable to us as perhaps game guilds will be, or game developers will be, because that's the parallel model. So we think we're going to be attracting an enormous following of KOLs who want to take their influence to the next level by providing opportunity not only for themselves for expansion and building cities of their own, but actually providing opportunity for their most loyal fans. And their fans are huge. And when they build experiences in the parallel, the game developers will fly here. fly. So we have to really inspire them.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, next question is, everyone is talking about the final wave of Bitcoin and crypto growth about next year, possibly Q1 of 2022. So what are your plans for parallel to growth in the coming months so we can take advantage of cash flow? Yeah.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of cash flow, then just pay a little bit of attention to lessons from economics in the real world. You know, founding members of anything great always make a lot of money. That's just a fact. If you're first on any train, on any bull market, you know, you're going to make money if you got at least some kind of ambition, a little bit of ambition. So the first wave is going to be, you know, for creators. You're gonna, this quarter, I'm talking about the foundation game in this quarter, when it gets released, if you just spend some time designing and submitting copyrights, your potential to create cash flow that can lead to so many other lucrative opportunities is absolutely huge. This is aside from all the other conventional things like investing in the token and staking the token, like all these other things that you can do. Now, let's say you're not a creator, you don't have time for voxel art, you got, you know, 17 kids, 3 dogs, 4 cats, and 2 jobs. You got no time for voxel design. I get it. All right. So just spend a little bit of time on your browser, on your lunch break or whatever, and tap into the harvesting of ruins in next quarter. Start gathering ruins, because this is how it's going to go. You spend an hour, you log into the casual gaming mechanic, you'll have a certain amount of uses per day. You start harvesting materials. In that case, it'll be a logging game. You get your play to earn token rewards, which will be substantial. We're going to be investing in you guys, in the community. Like, we need you. So you need to be incentivized. You need to get paid, right? So you're going to have play to earn mechanics in the beginning to make you want to do that. And then you're going to be harvesting ruins, right? And you get a normal piece of wood, normal piece of wood, normal piece of wood. And then boom, 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 you get a legendary piece of wood. Okay, go on vacation to France. Like, it'll be worth something. It'll be worth a lot. And it's going to be in super, super high demand, because these ruins will be able to determine the power of your character. And the power of your character determines how much yield you get from play to earn mechanics. So you want more powerful characters. Now, that's going to get much more complex when we get things like MOBAs in the game, first-person shooters, and things like that. But in the beginning, people need resources. So you have opportunity to gain it.
Okay, cool. Okay, last but not least, someone asking that, is there any public pre-sale available? Or is it run out? It's no more.
You just got to wait for the IDO and whitelist and all that jazz. Same, nothing beyond that.
Okay.
We're gonna I mean, we got a lot of giveaways, a lot of things like we just did. We're doing an augmented reality campaign, you know, where you can earn a lot of PRL. That next we're going to be releasing, and get educated. We're releasing a campaign where I think I just helped write the questions today. It was like 10 questions. If you answer every question, you get a share from a large PRL prize pool. So it's like guaranteed. Answer all 10 questions correctly, and you get PRL right off the bat. Like, we're all about community engagement. Okay. We're going to find ways to make you guys earn. The last thing we want is people saying, oh, we're not earning. And then the next last thing we want is people saying there's not enough ways to earn. So we're really going to be ambitious on fixing those issues.
Okay. Any final questions, community? How do you see? Okay, nothing. This game. Okay. Ronny, do you have any questions for Daniel? Mihai, Daniel, you have any questions?
No question. Everything is 100% crystal clear, and I'm very excited about this project. I will, hopefully interview Daniel in my channel, because I spread content in Spanish, you know, so I got a community in Spanish.
Awesome.
Spanish speaking, you know, so hopefully we can do also an interview for the Spanish community, because many people don't realize this, but there are 690 million people in the world speaking
huge
Spanish, you know, so that's a huge community, and I'm sure they will be very, very interested also in the parallel. So
yeah, I'm down for any time, any place. If I can talk about the parallel and help spread the word, or even just talk about crypto and the condition of GameFi, I am available 24/7, especially with you, Ronny. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. My
And
pleasure.
I actually am also, I could speak Russian too. So if you guys ever have a need for Russian, I could do it in that language as
Я
well.
говорим по-русски тоже.
Ты тоже говоришь по-русски? Иди ты. Wow. Look at that. All right. We're definitely going to hook up.
And
Okay.
any questions from Daniel Mihai?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah.
have-
Also, sorry, I missed the part
Yeah.
of this
It's
show.
okay.
But
He's the YouTuber come Romania. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
His
So-
community speak Romanian.
I will also offer you the invitation to have a podcast for the Romanian community to talk about gaming and metaverse and crypto.
Oh, I would love to. Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, okay. So if you anything want to add on, Daniel? If-
I
wrap it
guess I want to say to everybody, the parallel, I worked on other projects, but I've never really seen a project that can sustain. It was either because they had a great idea, but they didn't have any vision beyond their idea. And they also didn't spend enough time analyzing what we do wrong in the past. And they also don't spend any time analyzing modern economics, sociology. What do people want on a basic core level? And how do you keep people interested on a basic core level? And these are very, very important things to analyze when you plan out your project. It's more important about your understanding of, capitalism, of the way the modern world works. And our goal as GameFi experts, as people who are trying to create the metaverse, is to take everything that's great from the real world and leave behind everything that sucks and fix it. Right? That's our goal ultimately. So we have to be constant students, and we have to talk to the most intelligent people on a daily basis to bring up the conversations of what have we been doing wrong, and then make our mark in this world. So thank you very, very much for this.
wait. Last question, because
Oh, yeah.
last question. He's asking that how you gonna attract people that invested a lot, like in Sandbox, such as Snoop Dogg. How you can migrate them from Sandbox to Parallel? Okay, because he is trying to surface himself, so that maybe you can answer it.
Listen, I grew up with Snoop. I remember when Snoop Dogg's first album came out. I was like, I don't know, 8 years old or whatever, holding it at my friend's house. I have great respect for the man, and he's an entrepreneur. But the question is, I don't think that's our main goal. I think it's going to happen naturally. If we take care of the 10 pillars of the parallel, it will happen naturally. Not only Snoop Dogg, but a hell of a lot of others. But we have to find a way not to attract them, but for them to make their mark in the parallel that's good for our 10 pillars. And these 10 pillars are, I always forget when I have to do it off the top of my head: players, creators, farmers, miners. I'm thinking game developers, entertainment studios, game guilds, influencers, farmers, miners, creators. Man, I can never get all 10. I always forget. I got to start cheating and put the pitch deck in front of me. I always forget. All right, whatever. There's 10 of them. Check the pitch deck. You'll see. Actually, the new pitch deck doesn't have 10.
I'll ask them to check it.
Yeah. It has 9. I got to update the pitch deck. But there's 10 of them. And we have to take care of all of them first and foremost. And if we do, we will create a natural domino effect. And that domino effect is growth. Massive, massive, massive growth. And then when big developers or big studios listen, if Riot Games came to us tomorrow and said, oh, we have 120 million players, we made $1.75 billion last year with League of Legends, and we just released movies, Arcane, which is a huge hit on Netflix, and we want to come to the parallel, we're going to say, huh? We're not ready for you. Like, what are we going to do with them? It's too big. So it's going to happen. We will attract them by taking care of our own, taking care of our people, our 10 pillars, first and foremost.
Okay.
That's what makes us special, I hope.
Yeah, I think this is a good ending. Okay, so thank you all of you guys for having me here. Okay, thanks for your time, and also thanks to Daniel, CBO of Parallel. So if you want to stay connected, you want to know more, follow about Parallel, make sure you follow the Twitter, Telegram, and also Discord of the Parallel. I will put the link down below in the description box, and also follow and subscribe Ronny, okay, and also Daniel.
Speak Spanish?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Just follow. Okay, just follow. Okay, so
No,
thank you for
in
listening.
Spanish, I only know my dirty words. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have
it's
to
a good start to
practice.
learn the language, right?
You learn the important stuff first.
Okay.
First, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys. We'll
Thank
end
you,
Thank you
this.
for
guys.
having me, and I hope to see you soon on my channel, Daniel.
Likewise,
Yeah.
I put my Telegram and email in the Zoom chat. So if you guys want to connect, I would be more than happy
Okay,
to connect.
perfect.
Okay, sure. I will send in the Telegram group again. Okay. So I will close and bye bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. See you.
Bye.
See ya.